Namai-san.
Hi, Liz.
Happy to see you in Singapore.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, so Namai-san just took a red-eye flight to Singapore this morning, and now we're having coffee. Yes, at this popular cafe in Singapore. So, first of all, congratulations on winning the Icon Award.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. When you knew you got the award, how did you feel?
I have never imagined that I could have obtained that kind of award, because if I see the previous winners, from my point of view, they are like perfect mentor, like established and major and lots of knowledge and so much inspiring than I'm doing right now. But yeah, from that point, I think like what? Like, is it?
You don't think you're an icon?
No.
No, but people
Because,
look up to you.
I still have a lot of things that I want to explore and then know and learn, and that never stopped. So
Yes.
I think that's from that point of view. I think at the first impression, it was kind of surreal, and then like, is that a TV program?
Some kind of like talking.
Right.
But were you happy?
Yeah, of course.
Or
happy.
you feel responsible? Or
Right, yeah,
Yes.
both. Like
Both,
happy,
yes.
and then I feel responsible for that. I haven't noticed that such a yeah. I mean, so many people are looking at my maybe ideas, and then also looking at what I was doing, and then working in the kitchen and working in the restaurant make you feel as if you're in the small box.
Yes.
And then you don't know how you were seen or heard. But this kind of award can make me a little bit positive to continue my exploration and also education for myself and for the others. So yeah, that's how I felt from obtaining the award.
But you have always been the kind of chef who doesn't limit yourself in the kitchen. You doesn't confine yourself in the restaurant. You're always curious about the society as a whole, and you care about the society as a whole. And you have explored many different fields. You even studied agricultural economics or the marine biology. So how does that all come to you, and why are you doing all this?
Yeah, I think that first of all, yeah, I think I am the person of curiosity, and that led me to the gastronomical world to explore and to be a chef in this kind of category of food industry, and also chef like us need to be different all the time.
Yes.
So it is wanted by the public, from the public.
Do you feel the pressure? Do you like that pressure?
I like that.
You
I
like
like
that
being
pressure?
different.
Okay.
I like to be unique, and I like to be whatever I want to be.
Okay.
So that's, I think, the great thing for the gastronomic restaurant world, that you can be yourself if you want to, and also if the quality and the excellency is high,
Yes.
People can appreciate it. So that's, I think, the beauty of the gastronomical world.
But then, like you've become sort of like a philosopher, or no?
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm still learning.
But, and a scholar, maybe.
Yeah, I love philosophy, and I love science. But also, it is not. It is just one part of myself, and it is not dominating all of my part. So I'm utilizing some scientific parts, but also I have a feeling, I have emotions, and I have maybe more like very subtle and then mild sensation to anything that I see or feel or hear or whatever. I sense it. So yeah, but also I would like to make every point better. That's I think who I am, and I would like to make it more meaningful too, not only for myself but for the others, because I have so many influence by many people.
Yes.
So many people encounter me and influence me, then that built my mindset and also my careers, and so I think I need to do something back for others. So and I also this circulate all around.
Yes.
To make ideally, it's a big word, but to make the world better, or make the society better.
Who inspires you the most? Who is your icon?
It's changing. Actually, when I was seeing the previous winner of the Icon Awards, of course, Jung Kwan, she inspired me a lot. I visited her temple 3 times before. Then and also I met her in Italy and then other place. So it is funny because such a great person and with a great persona, but she's such a genuine, like I don't know how I can describe it, but very pure. To again be curious about others.
Yes.
So when I discuss something with her, she always not like this is this and this is that, but like she always try to think together and then try to find the answer together. Not like teaching or like directing someone in one direction, but like it's very, very humane and it is very heartwarming, and I was so inspired by her. But also Seiji Yamamoto-san and also Murata-san from Kikunoi.
Yes.
They always encourage me to be better. So I think everyone is for me. It's I want to give everyone icon awards.
You want to give everyone your icon awards? Wow. Is there any issue that currently you are working on, like you care about the most and you want to solve it with joint forces? Yeah.
Out of the restaurant or inside of the restaurant? Maybe, of course, it's all connected.
Yeah, all connected. Yeah. Maybe out of the restaurant first, because I know you have a lot of interests besides restaurants. Yeah.
Yeah, out of the restaurant because, of course, we have a healthy society to run our restaurant. If, for example, not economically healthy or not politically healthy or not physically healthy, we cannot exist, we cannot survive. So this environment of the society is very, very crucial for us to keep running the business and also our style. So in that sense, I think that we need to tackle many problems and crises that we can put a little effort onto making it to the better situation. Then one of the maybe major crisis in this world is climate change.
Okay, climate change. Yes.
And we also have, not only as a global citizen, but as a restaurateur, we can have some commitment to make this crisis a little bit solved or make the situation better. Then because I was born in Japan, and then living close to the oceans, and then Japan is surrounded by all different oceans.
Yes.
Always our food culture and also food distribution is purely connected to the livelihood of the ocean,
Yes.
especially the coastal waters. So, so that's the reason why I mean, every time I visit the fishers' village or talk to the fishers, I think I heard so many different type of problems inside of the ocean because they feel that from the daily life and daily job. Then they're talking about quite a long time, like 10 years, and like this is very very difficult time, and then it's getting worse and worse. But now I think that our food culture was originally created within the restriction of the food what we can source. But now the people are craving for something, and that makes them change the market system.
Yes.
And then that will give impact to these like fishers.
Yes,
or,
producers.
Yeah, hunters.
Yes.
So we have a responsibility
You mean as a chef?
as a chef, and also as a buyer.
Okay, buyer. Yes.
So the what to buy means a lot to their work, and their work has a lot of meaning to the environment,
Yes.
especially the ocean or coastal waters. If we love one specific type of
Fish.
yeah, that is going to be a problem.
Tuna.
Yeah, tuna or like samba, or
Samba.
like nowadays mackerel.
Mackerel.
It's getting lower population right now around the Japanese Ocean. I don't know if it's happening in the other part of Asia, but yeah, it's changing. It's but also we have so much impact to make it better or worse. So I just wanted to know how these chains are connected,
Yes.
and who is giving the most significant impact to make it better or worse.
Okay.
So
Have you found the answer?
now I think the one of the findings from my personal research is that we have a common problem around the Japanese coastal water, which is desertification of the seaweed.
Yes.
Naming the seabed around the coastal water. Just because it's not only from the, for example, contamination of the water or like overcatching of the seaweed, but mainly from global warming. The rise of the water temperature of the ocean gives a huge impact onto the livelihood of the seaweed. But it's a common issue. Like if we try to restore our seaweed, it cannot be done only by us. We need to talk to the others,
Yes.
like everyone in this planet.
Yes. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, it's quite tough question, but every big major change
Yes.
can be created by the small little single change, and that will give the momentum, and then going to the landslide, and
Yes.
and then it's going to be the great transform. So I try. That's why I think I try so many types
Yes.
of these kind of. I try to be connected to this so many type of problems happening around the food system,
Yes.
and try to give some probably creative answer or pleasant answer
Yes.
to make people's attention. In that sense, I think our platform as a restaurateur can give the impact, because we can send the voice to the people with a pleasure, with a delicious food. Not like an overwhelming heavy volume
Yes.
of food, but like
Yes.
a very fine and very like strong impact to the people.
But it's funny that your restaurant, you have several restaurants, but the most famous one, the Buffet is Michelin 3-star, and it's also listed on Asia's 50 best restaurants. And typically, a restaurant like this is fine dining, and it's for privileged people.
Right.
Yeah. So not
right.
so many people can taste your food and feel the impact and get your message.
Right.
So how do you reconcile this kind of disparity?
I don't think this is.
Yeah.
I would call it disparity because I think that the reality.
Reality.
And also in the food system, for example, in a daily life, if I, not as a chef, but just a normal, I mean, ordinary person, if I try to cook tonight's dinner, I would go to the supermarket, and the supermarket selection is restricted by the data, which is suitable to realizing the profit for the company. So if the company of supermarket would optimizing the people's demand, these selections is always coming narrower and narrower. So that makes our food choice narrower and narrower. But our job, our work as a fine dining restaurant, we expand the choices of the food. And sometimes there's a crazy choices around that, but some of them are really useful to transform our eating habit to the next desirable way. So I think because this relationship with the consumer and the supermarket are all the time narrowing down the choices of diversity of choices, but we are trying to stretch and expand and then giving new idea and then with the creativity and also new pleasure, and then that will give the new opportunity and new possibility to make our food system more lively and more sustainable.
Can you give an example?
Well, I think before the supermarket chain, I mean, I'm not I'm trying not to blaming the supermarket. Supermarket system gave us so much impact for the better things like stability of food access and also the
convenience,
affordability and availability and convenience and so on. But also, there's one good thing, and then another is coming with the bad side. And the bad side is that because we used to source the local ingredients if we cook something. For example, if I live in a rural area in Japan, we before the supermarket era, we source our product, for example, our rice from the local rice farmers, and then this relationship is very solid and then respectful. But now it is really hard to find. For example, if we buy this packet of rice from the supermarket, normally we don't have any way to know who they are and how they grow or what kind of effort they are taking in, and also what kind of obstacle they are facing.
Yes.
So it is not like a respectful like relation, which makes us, makes the buyer ignore or maybe less attention to the person who provides the food. That makes, I think, the very this relationship fragile, and also the I wouldn't say disrespect, but like we don't pay not so many attention to these producers, and there's a major problem right now here in Japan is that the population of farmers are declining, because the younger generation wouldn't like to.
It's not cool, right?
It's not respected.
Not respected.
Cool and respected or something like that. So if we follow this market system, market chain, we are disconnected, and we cannot deliver our feeling to the other side, and then we cannot establish the true bond through the food system. So I think this is one of the major issues that this big market system created.
Yes.
Instead of giving us the affordability and the availability and the convenience.
Is there any ingredient, any produce in Japan that was used in fine dining restaurants and became more popular and accessible for the general public? Like maybe premium katsuobushi or premium kombu, or I don't know, maybe some rare variety of fruits, vegetables.
I think vegetables.
Vegetables.
I think the variety of vegetables has been expanded by the usage of the restaurant chefs first. For example, back in late 80 or early 90, so many chefs came back from France or Italy or Spain and tried to use the European type vegetable. I mean, which is not originally Europe, it's from the South, Latin America. But anyways, and then because the chef utilized the so many variety of vegetables, and then that makes the farmer grow more to sell it. And then people started to pay a little attention to the new ingredients because they would have experienced a really great meal or dish from their restaurants. Then, for example, like a rocket, arugula.
Yes, arugula.
Used to be very unpopular. But now you can see
everywhere.
The arugula in every supermarket.
Yes.
So, or not only the vegetable, but like other food products, for example, like olive oil.
Olive oil.
When I started my career 30 years ago at the one Italian restaurant, I was doing the server at the first time, at the first stage. And I taken the reservation, and many guests are requesting us not to use the olive oil because of flavor. It's not so
interesting. Okay.
It is not so familiar with them. So like the customer say like, oh, I don't like the olive oil, so don't please.
Oh really? Okay, interesting. But now I see, Mokomichi, the TV,
famous
actor, Mokomichi. He used so much olive oil in his cooking show. Yes, always olive oil. Yes. Right. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, chef changed.
Yes.
The dimension of the people's preference.
Is there any ingredient that you wish people would know more and use more in their everyday life?
It's a tough question because I wanted to say seaweed.
Yeah, seaweed.
Like the livestock are declining, the population are declining.
Okay.
So we need to, buy everything carefully right now.
Okay. So we cannot just lock on any specific ingredient, but have to be, spreading out evenly.
Right. I think as a chef, I need to build the bridge over the consumers and then producers. Because, for example, the seaweed is delicious and nutritious, and then great for the health, and also it is great to produce more for environmental issue, because the seaweed doesn't need any fertilizers or chemicals, just swimming around the ocean and then providing some oxygen and then sequestering the carbons inside of the ocean, which is so amazing. But also if we buy too much, the fisher cannot catch up, and then it is very hard to maintain, and also grow in a very sustainable way.
What do you feel about eating insects, bugs? Do you think it's really the future of food?
I personally didn't like the insects.
What kind of insect did you try?
But in the end, I started liking it.
Okay.
It is just because I think that I, again, experienced the tasty dish.
Where? Where?
In Laos.
Laos,
Yeah,
okay.
in Vientiane. There's
really?
one restaurant which features the huge variety of insects.
Really?
And then
Okay.
every grasshoppers and croquettes and then other larvas and everything tastes significantly different.
Yeah.
And delicious.
Delicious?
Yeah.
Really?
After that, I changed my mind. Not like fine dining.
You are not grossed out by the looks of those insects?
Sorry?
You are not grossed out by the looks of the insects? When you look at it, can you put it in your mouth?
I don't like the looks of the insects, to be honest.
Yeah.
But taste is amazing. For example, it is another story in Cambodia.
Yeah.
I visited one area in Cambodia, and then a street vendor sold deep fried tarantula.
Okay.
And then what? Like tarantula? But my curiosity drive me to buy it and then taste it, and then it was just hairy crab. Tastes like a hairy crab, completely, delicious.
I cannot imagine. Okay. I need to congratulate you on another of your achievement, which is you finished your diploma at the University of Tokyo. You studied agricultural economics, and your thesis is value of the restaurant industry, value of eating out. That is a very interesting topic.
Right.
Yeah. Why did you go back to school?
After the COVID pandemic hit us, once we needed to close the restaurant for about over several months. I think it's in May 2020. Then also we are advised to be at home. So this kind of energy is flowing up, but I didn't have anything to do.
Okay.
At all. I start cooking at home.
Yeah.
I don't cook at home normally, but I started, and the first 3 days.
Yeah.
Really fun.
What did you cook?
Just normal thing rice and soup, miso soup, and
Japanese food or
Japanese food or
pasta.
Yeah, pasta bolognese or something. Yeah, and very various type of food. But at the first day, I feel so I don't know, useless.
You got bored.
Because I noticed that I don't love to cook. I mean, I
don't love
sorry. This is gonna be
okay, no misunderstanding. No misunderstanding.
Right. I do love to serve the food to someone, not feeding myself, but
okay. You want to serve food to people.
Right.
You don't want to only cook for yourself.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So that is not so interesting, and that is just boring.
Okay.
Because I know how it comes out.
Yes. You already know.
Yes. And I can control the taste.
Yes.
Which is absolutely boring.
And you cannot control your guests' feeling.
Right.
Okay.
I was looking for this excitement, so that's my new discovery.
Okay.
But actually, after the COVID hits, then because of the restaurant work hour, the opening hour was restricted, and also the alcohol service also has been restricted. Then I start thinking, what is the value of the restaurant? Because sometimes we are needed but sometimes we felt abandoned from the society.
Yeah. Especially during COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to close the restaurant because we are categorized as if we are like a virus spreader.
Yes.
Which makes me so horrible and useless. I think the many chefs felt that way. We couldn't do anything.
Yes. It's like meaningless. Your existence means nothing to the world.
But this is not my first experience there. It was my first experience was from after the great earthquake hit us on 2011 March from the Tohoku area, and also the Tokyo has been a little bit destroyed by the cutting electricity and also the transportation, and we felt useless at the first time, and then COVID hits and then came back. That feeling. So I needed to do something. I need to prove the value of the restaurant. So that's I think the initial motivation to get back to the academic world.
Yes. So I want to ask why academics, like why you want to study instead of maybe making packaged foods or selling packaged foods to your customers, but you want to go back to school and study more.
We tried.
You tried?
We tried. But at the end we concluded that this packaged food cannot express ourselves for us. It is not applying to everyone, but for us, it is not only the food, or it is not only the delicious food that we serve. We meet the people, we welcome, and also giving the feeling towards their arrival, and also try to listen and exchange the feelings. So, but the packaged food is a little bit difficult for us to deliver our feelings. So we tried, but we gave up. So instead of that, we tried several different types of things, and one of them for me was to go back to school.
But to do a master's degree, it takes a lot of commitment.
Right.
You have to spend a lot of time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was it like to go back to school and study and do research? What was your life like?
It was very, very hard, actually. First of all, I didn't think that was such a hard to balance two different things.
Yeah.
Because I was all the time thinking different things, even if I was in the kitchen. So I felt I could do that, but actually I need to learn something new, and which activate my different part of brain. I could feel that. I could feel like that some different part of brain is like burning, like the flaring, and then, it was very, very hard but also interesting experience for me to learn. Learning something needed so much power, not like physically, like moving our body or like making the voice, but like sitting at the desk and learning something new exhaustively.
Wow.
Well, because it was the economics and also econometrics that require us to know the basic elements of like the mathematical way of understanding the scientific way. So, but I didn't like that math.
I feel you. I didn't like math. I didn't like math either. But so you had a hard time.
I needed to go back to the high school textbook.
Really? Okay. Did you?
Scratch. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Wow.
So that was the first moment. I felt like, okay, this is going to be a long way to get there. Get to the master's degree.
Yeah. And when did you start feeling better? Never?
I didn't feel any better to the end.
Really?
Yeah, it was very chaotic ending,
Yeah.
but finally I made it. And then my professors, like mentors, they are really happy about the results. But that's very hard. I don't recommend anyone to do that.
Okay, we get the message. But then, why did you decide on the topic, the thesis of your diploma? It's the value of eating out. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, because we vaguely understand why people choose the restaurant, but it is not super obvious. Like some people would say, oh, can be this and that, and also our preference is totally different from the others. Like each person has a own preference, and that's how we are as a human being.
Yeah.
But also I would like to see in a bigger picture why the like, for example, this research based on the Japanese citizen.
Yeah.
So in that sense, we needed to do the bigger survey. So we've done with 50,000 people by 4 different times.
Wow.
And then we analyze what's the change between, for example, the first survey was done before the pandemic.
Okay. Before the pandemic.
Yeah, just before the pandemic.
Really?
1990. Until 2019. Sorry.
But that was not initiated by you.
No.
Okay.
No. In my laboratory.
Ah, okay.
So they keep doing the survey.
I see.
And the next time was just after the pandemic.
Okay.
Then third time was 2021, which is the high peak.
Yes, of the pandemic. Yeah.
And then lastly, that was this year's March, so like a declining.
Yes.
But people's choices and preference was so strong and didn't change at all.
Really?
That was a surprising.
I'm surprised
finding.
too. Yes.
Like for example, we are expecting like this shock of the pandemic would change people's behavior.
Yes.
But it didn't.
So what is people's behavior?
Because I think
What kind of preference they have?
we did 2 different types of survey. One is food choice and food product choice. Like it can be like vegetables or like seasonings or like a packet food from the supermarket or any like internet site or anyway. And then another one is restaurant choice. And we compare together with this, and then we realized, but this food choice survey has been done in so many different countries like China, America, Norway, and any major country in Europe. But the universal choice value has been topped with safety for the food.
Okay.
Food and food product. But restaurant choice is different from this. Of course, the people evaluate the most significantly on the taste.
Taste.
Yes. But taste is fourth important part in the food.
Really? Interesting.
So the top one is safety, and then here's the restaurant is the taste. And the safety comes down to the fourth place.
Really? Okay.
And then the taste is fourth, so it's substituting altogether.
Yes. Oh. So when people go to restaurants, they expect good food, good experience.
Right. So we did a survey with a question like, if you go to the restaurant, what is the most important value that you feel about? So you can define your restaurant, like maybe a very casual restaurant, a fine dining restaurant. So your restaurant can be anything. So it is very, very general point how you see the restaurant industry as a whole.
Yes.
But the people are, in general, as a whole, are expecting the deliciousness.
Okay. Wow, that's very cool. Okay.
And then desperate result was, for example, like a sustainability, like animal welfare and trees, and these are coming down to
very low,
very bottom
ranking,
like
very bottom,
almost like a 0 point something or 1 point, which is the taste is impacted by like over 38%. So means like you evaluate like this kind of like sustainable issue.
Yeah.
If we compare with the taste, they evaluated the deliciousness over 30 times.
Yes. So does it upset you? Like
it upset me for the first time, but this is a Japanese research, and then different country has a different evaluation.
Okay.
And for example, in Norway,
Yeah.
the animal welfare is in 4th place.
Okay.
So
For the restaurant
no,
sector.
so it's for the food.
Food products.
Yeah, food products.
Ah, okay.
But Japan here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Taiwan is even lower. I think. Maybe it's very similar to Japan, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So after this thesis, does it change your mindset about opening a restaurant?
Sorry to interrupt your question, but like after we did the qualitative and quantitative research from the 50,000 people, I changed the angle of the next research. I interviewed the 5 different chefs.
Yes.
From the 3 Michelin star restaurant.
Yes.
One is René Recipe from Noma, and one is the Kai Konoton from Single Thread in California. And then from the Japanese chef, the Shuzo Kishida from Quintessence, and Tomoya Kawada from Sazenka, and Yoshihiro Takahashi from Kyoto in Kyoto. So different type of cuisine, different type of restaurant, different location, but like same like great chef, like top chefs.
Yes.
And I questioned about what is the deliciousness for us? How do you define the deliciousness? And then each chef has a so many different opinions and also weighted to, for example, one chef is weighted heavily onto the technique, or one chef would heavily weighted on the feelings, like, and the one chef is talking about a lot more onto the story behind the deliciousness. So it is very, very interesting to see how the difference between the Japanese chef and the other chef, but also from each individual chefs.
What about you? What is deliciousness to you?
I think I was much closer to Chef René Recipe and Chef Kai Konoton, because I respect the story behind the ingredients and then also the food history. So, but Japanese chefs are really focusing on the craft, like they're
like shokunin.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, but is there any findings that help you to maybe reimagine the model of a restaurant and how to make it more sustainable, or how to make a restaurant have more impact?
Because we've known from that research in Japan, we've already known that the people, diners, at any different type of restaurant wouldn't care much about the sustainability, but they care about the taste, their joy, their pleasant feeling. So we need to utilize the power of deliciousness to change someone's mindset. Not like the teaching or like try to inspire only with a story, but it needs to be delicious. That's the bridge over the great transform, I think.
So you just have to cook good food.
With a message, of course, but priority is the taste. I mean deliciousness, but also deliciousness has a lot of meaning.
Yes,
Not
yes.
only the detected by the taste buds or nostril,
Yes.
but also you feel the atmosphere,
Yes,
or maybe you feel the power from the diner
Yes.
who you are company with, and the conversation between the servers or whatever.
Yes.
We need to do more research about that.
Yes.
But actually, that gives more impact to change the people's mindset to become our society, or at least our food choice or food industry sustainable.
But do you think that fine dining has more strength in this?
The role of fine dining
Yeah.
is to, as I said before,
Yeah.
like we need to spread the range of diversity,
Yeah.
and also the understanding each individual character. As an individual, or as maybe the food culture, or maybe the religion, and because that defines how you eat.
So you still have hope for fine dining?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you've been in the industry for 30 years.
Yeah,
And, as a diner myself, sometimes I get tired of
I know.
eating.
Me too. I know.
So
I rarely go.
You see? So how is it gonna change people's mind? Yeah.
But because of the destiny of fine dining.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the role of fine dining
Yeah.
is to give a really strong impact to the diner.
Yes.
Because we need to make this opportunity or experience so special for a diner. But the way we try to give the impact was mainly done by like very heavy rich ingredients and long courses and so many ideas and then new crowds and of course it does to create a great
Yeah.
impact, but also we probably ignore the feelings of the diner. I mean the feeling means like their health condition and also the psychological condition. So we should not only focusing on the food itself, but how we communicate
Oh, right.
through the food.
Yes,
So
yes.
I think that's one of the issues we have to make the better.
Yes.
And the point is, I think if we can create a healthy dinner in fine dining, it is making the diner healthier, but also it is making the planet healthier too, the environment healthier too. So I think that this is the next angle and this next direction, next our task to do more.
Yes. Like, is there any direction you are going for? Like, you have some preliminary thoughts about this?
We've been doing a lot of vegetables from the scratch. I mean, from the time when we opened the restaurant. So we haven't changed our, service style. But also we need to show how we can be profitable and we
Yes.
can be sustainable in the business too.
Yes.
To make others inspired to interested in working in the fine dining restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, because now the younger generation population are declining, and also the people are a little picky to do kind of like physical job.
Yes.
So we need to make our working environment healthier too.
Yeah, that's a lot of discussions lately, especially when Noma announced they are closing at the end of 2024. And a lot of people were crying like, oh, fine dining is dead, or there's no hope for restaurants because even the #1 restaurant in the world cannot make it. Yeah, so what's your take on this?
But actually, after
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
the interview with the New York Times,
Yeah.
I have an interview with him
Yes.
for my
For your
master's
thesis.
degree
Yes.
dissertation.
Yeah.
And He was saying a different thing.
Okay. What did she say?
I think he said that the fine dining restaurant is not sustainable anymore to the New York Times. But also he evaluated the power of the fine dining restaurant for my interview.
Yes.
Then he is explaining about the future project, and he is so excited to talk about it. And he is not trying to close and stop the activity of fine dining restaurant, but he is expanding the potential or ability of the fine dining restaurant, which makes a little bit of restriction onto the daily service or like a daily routine service.
Yes.
But they are reaching to so many different, things, aspects from now on. So I think I'm very excited to see what is happening next year. So the people are sounds devastated from his comment, but I didn't. And it was very futuristic, and then I also was doing the same thing. Like not like restricted into the small box of the restaurant itself, or maybe the population that we can meet each other. Like for example, we can meet 35 people to 40 after each service. Means that we do 2 times lunch and dinner, so we can meet at least 70 people every day. But it's very small population. But now, if we go out of the restaurant, we can reach out to more people. To make a discussion and to share the knowledge and also to feel the pleasure together.
So how are you going to make this happen? Like you also do e-commerce like Noma, or you do publication or maybe YouTube video even? Yeah.
Well, Liz, as you know, we opened the bakery 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago.
Yes.
So this can reach to more population, more daily life, and more normal life. So we can install our knowledge and skill to the bakery. Then the people wouldn't notice. People wouldn't care about this kind of like trick or like a special skill. But can have a great impact to the daily life. So that's one of the examples. And another thing is that we can collaborate with the other sectors. For example, we collaborated with the handicapped people from last year. We can utilize our knowledge and skill for the people who has a disability to work in so much details or so many long hours. But we can provide, for example, a recipe to them. Then they can replicate our recipe, and then they can sell it, and then we can buy back. For example, we gave the recipe of the really delicious cheese cookies to this factory, and they replicate it. Then they sell it to the normal people, but also we can buy back that cheese biscuit, the cookie, and then give it to the guest as a personal gift.
In your in Le Professor's, or you can sell it as a bakery bricolage.
Sorry?
Or I mean, the cookies you can give it as a gift at Le Professor's, or you can sell it at your bakery.
This is the first stage of the the production right now. So we need to obtain the certain mile numbers for them. But if they can do it much faster and better, of course we can provide more and through the bakery or through the restaurant. And maybe it's going to be the time to do the e-commerce.
E-commerce? Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, you should. You should totally should. So you are still very hopeful for fine dining.
Sorry.
I mean, you are still very hopeful for fine dining. Like you have a lot of hope for fine dining.
And also, for example, I was trained by the French chef called Michel Brass. He's running his restaurant over the decades, and which proved the sustainable business. But also he always mentioned that success is not coming in 1 second.
Yeah.
It takes time. So he always said, like, go slow.
Go slow. So what is sustainability to you? And what it means to be a sustainable restaurant?
It is very, very hard to define, and also because it has a lot of elements inside of the restaurant. But also, what connects these elements is the feeling of care. Because we care the people, like human being is probably the only species that can feed totally stranger.
Yeah.
Like for example, like some animal cannot share the food with other groups, and then they always make a battle with them to maintain their own family or the kin and clan. But the human being is very interesting because we're designed to feel the compassion to others, and also the utilizing the feeling of care to make our life, our life safe and also comfortable and sustainable. But it's a little bit of vague idea, but because we have the feelings of care in a daily life and daily work routine, I think we can utilize it. So caring the people who dine with us at the dining room,
yes,
and caring the people who produce the vegetables or like the milk, or caring the people who catch the fish or the hunt the game meat or whatever, or the people who deliver the things. So we can utilize the same feeling and emotion to the customer or guest to the others and shifting to the others.
Yes.
So it's as a whole, it's the same way.
So how do you take care of your staff?
Also taking care of the staff is very, very important.
Yeah.
I think it's not built in one direction, like trying to make them healthy, but also it is very important to keep the discussion. For example, if we create the new dish, sometimes like a very typical restaurant system, like a brigade system, would be commanded by the head chef or the restaurant owner, like doing this and doing this recipe, or making this research at the R&D, and then creating new dish like this, and then cook like this, and then serve like this. And then the other stuff would follow. But we are doing, creating a new dish every time very democratically. We absorb so many ideas from every individual. So, the starting point as a discussion of the new creation, I put some idea. Like for example, this year, this season, let's use this fish and this ingredient from this producer, because we don't buy so much fish from him, so we need to buy from them.
Okay.
So this is a kind of a relationship with the others too. But point is that I make a first initial design, and then spreading out to each sections, and then chefs are try to create their own way, and then I combine all together to make the initial dish and taste. And then I taste with my head chef, and then they discuss what is the point that we can improve more.
Yes.
And then they discuss with the other chefs together, and then we put all information together. Then finally we decided, okay, this is the end of creation, and we can serve the dish to the guests. And for the wine pairing, we discuss with the sommelier. I let the sommelier taste the dish, and then sommelier will bring the wine, and then we drink it, eat together, and select which one is the best together. And like juice pairing, like non-alcoholic pairing too. So And if, for example, one guest, maybe the one frequent returner, praise our dish, like our new dish. For example, this sauce is amazing. How do you make this sauce? Like this kind of like really honorable words coming back from the service. Then because this sauce is not created by me,
Yes.
by him or her,
Yes.
and he is very proud of
Yes.
creation, and he would like to maintain this quality
Yes.
because
Yes.
this is the right quality.
Right.
And
right,
that
right.
makes the quality of the dish very stable. And also we can still put more improvement
Yes.
onto the plate because we share the experience. We share the not only the successful experience but the experience of the failures. And then we can think about the solution together.
Yes.
So I think that's the most democratic and also the sustainable way to be creative as a restaurant.
So you give credits to your team members.
Yeah, but the final decision is me,
It's
and the
you.
initial
Yeah.
presentation, the initial idea is from me.
Yes.
This is my role.
But then working at a fine dining restaurant is it's hard work. And it's a long day. And how do you keep, motivate them and keep
Yeah.
them feeling alive?
Day offs.
Day offs. How many day offs you have?
2.5 days.
2.5 days, okay.
Now I try to obtain 3 days.
Really?
But we are kind of like trying too hard,
Yes.
but still didn't make it. But we will make it.
But do you have, shortage of your staff? Like a lot of restaurants are having a hard time finding staff. Do you have that problem?
In history, yes, but it's stable right now.
Really? Okay. That's amazing because now it's even more serious, this problem. In Taiwan, it's very tough for businesses to...
This is my
yeah.
personal belief.
Yeah.
Because initial point, it was very, very difficult to hire the people. Because people doesn't evaluate our restaurant.
Yeah.
Means, for example, if we need chef, we need to inspire the chef. Then if chef is inspired, he wants to work with us because he wants to put much more experience and expand the knowledge and also the making him confident. So it takes time at the beginning, but nowadays the most of the chef came to work with us, experience our dining. I mean dinner or lunch.
Yes.
Then they are inspired, like, okay, I want to cook like this, and also they would see the environment, like the servers are working happily.
Yes.
So this is the expression, or working positively to recruitment.
Yes.
So this is happening inside of the dining room, not like the labor market. So we fish one by one.
So they come to your restaurant and they make reservation by themselves. They eat and they apply for the job.
Right.
Okay. But do they have to go through this process?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Of course, we can do some kind of like a interview and also trials and.
Yeah. But the long working hours, is there any way to, alleviate this situation?
Some people, some chefs would say like, okay, we need to use more AI or IoT or machines and things. For this moment, I try not to utilize them.
Really? Why is that?
Yeah, because for example, AI is all about optimizing the things, but we need to be unique. We need to be different. So we cannot be in the center of distribution. We need to be on the edge all the time. So I think if for example, the cooking process is standardized by the machine, we cannot express our randomness. And also, of course, all products are different, and we can feed it individually. but I doubt that machine can detect that. So.
But do you want to have AI assist you in some of the office jobs or some of the paperwork?
We haven't used that, but I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
For example, like maybe the educational point, like a knowledge point. Like for example, if you don't know for example, how to make the caviar,
Yes.
you can
Google
or like maybe
ask
AI, and then you can find the best answer.
Yeah.
Maybe much better than my description.
Yes.
In that sense, I think that it's gonna be useful, very useful. But also, that would extract our attention to the new things because all the time you are taught by AI, and then you don't have so much passion to explore more. And then you're gonna be passive to the world in front of you. So I think it's very, very. I'm very scared about this kind of future.
You are scared about AI.
Yeah, I do. I am.
So people are talking about AI replacing human in a lot of jobs, a lot of aspects. Yes. And already you can see some companies laying off their staff. And people are worrying that white collar jobs are going to disappear, but then at the same time, like cooks, chefs, still not replaceable. Yeah. What do you feel about this? What's your take on this?
Yeah, because I think, as I told you before, the core of the restaurant is the feeling of care.
Yeah.
And I think the AI is just the optimization of the information, and they cannot feel that kind of emotion. Maybe they can mock the emotion, but still not to that level. But we need to be careful. And but if in the future our job is taken over by AI, I think this is, I don't want to accept it, but it's a destiny. If the world is better with the AI, not with us, it's the destiny, and then we need to accept that. But now, at least I'm 50 years old right now.
Okay.
But in my life, I don't think they will take over my job.
Yes. Well, if you don't be a chef, what would you want to be?
Can you elaborate a little bit more on it?
Like if you don't work as a chef.
All right.
Yeah. If you and what other jobs or what other identity you want to be?
I have no idea.
Maybe a professor, or maybe
yes or no?
no. Maybe a fisherman or
Most likely.
Yes.
More likely.
yeah.
Good question, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not a chef, what would you do? Yeah.
I think I would be a chef again.
Be a chef again. Okay.
I have no idea.
That is
Because,
a lot of commitment.
Well, it is a little bit strange to say about these things, but when I was younger, I have never dreamed about becoming a chef. I just followed the destiny. And then,
You were a good student. You went to KO University.
right
It's very top university.
at that time, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I needed to earn the money, and that's the beginning of the story of my career. I needed to do the dishwash to earn my money for the school, education, and also, of course, my life. So I couldn't avoid it.
Your destiny leads you to becoming a chef.
And I follow that.
Yes, yes.
Until maybe even 6 or 7 years ago, I was not still. Maybe when I met you in Taiwan, I was not so confident.
Really?
On being the chef.
No, you were already like Michelin 2 stars, right?
Even obtaining the 3 Michelin star, I'm not so confident. Maybe.
How come? You've reached the pinnacle of...
Well, speaking about the Michelin star, I think that Michelin star doesn't identify myself.
Okay.
It's just one of the evaluation from the others and not me.
Okay.
I want to be happy by myself.
So you feel the stress of meeting the expectations of other people, and then people see you, Michelin 3 stars, so they have certain type of expectation.
Michelin star. Speaking of Michelin star.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Michelin star never changes my mind and feelings.
But then do you feel the pressure to meet that expectation? Like people come to a restaurant and they will expect certain things from a Michelin 3 star restaurant. And does that stress you or your team? No. Okay.
Because I want to do more than the 3 Michelin star. Maybe if there's the 4 Michelin star, 5 Michelin star, I want to make it better.
So by making it better, it means you want to take care of your guests, take care of your team,
Right.
and you want to care for their feelings. So how are you going to achieve that? Like how to hear more about the guests? Like do you have to ask more questions or... Yeah,
during the pandemic, we changed the strategy, the structure and strategy of the service. We've been serving like 13 or 14 courses before the pandemic, but we shortened the menu and we focus much onto the individual plate. But because we, take off some dishes, the servers have enough time to discuss more with the people, the guests. So before that, because it was very, very busy, and then the servers are also busy to serve, and like put in the plate and then take it away and then clean it up. So, but we realized that we can have more time space to have a more communication with the guests. So I was completing my dish 100% in the kitchen before the pandemic. But after that, I trust the service team, and then we had maybe 2 or 3 dishes that was completed in 70 or 80% at the kitchen, inside of the kitchen, and then the other 20 or 30% was finished by the service team.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, and then people, diners are much more curious about the process, and also much more appreciation to the service.
Yeah.
And that makes the conversation between the diners and guests means the servers and the diners means the servers needs to be much more aware of the diners and the chefs too.
Yes, exactly. Wow. Well,
but I don't do any, the show off, the some presentation which is not very meaningful.
So the point is not to pull off a show, but to really care for the customer.
Exactly. For example, our kitchen is situated downstairs, and our main dining room is upstairs. Sometimes it takes time to deliver. So we finish the 70% hot as possible, hot as possible, but also they can finish the final sauce in front of the guests, which means sauce wouldn't split or sauce wouldn't dry out, and then they serve it much hotter, much warmer, and much fresher.
Yes. So, Namai-san, you have shared a lot of meaningful thoughts today. Really, thank you for this. And some final words for our audience in Taiwan and maybe around the world.
Yeah. For Taiwan.
For Taiwan,
I miss Taiwan.
Please come back.
I miss Taipei, Taichung, Taitung, Tainan, all around Taiwan.
Yes, you've been like doing a round trip.
Not in a one time, but
Yeah.
in different times, respectively.
Yeah.
And also, I was planning to go to Taiwan before pandemic started, so that was, such a,
Come back.
I need to come back very soon.
Yes.
And also, I'm very, very interested in what's happening during the pandemic and also after the pandemic. Not only the fine dining, but the food.
Yes. Please come back. I'll take you to some local places.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And hope to see you in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will.